and in the header we can give the what image. Okay, what are the things we can include in the header? Okay, what are the elements we can include in the header? Right, one is we can include image in the header, as we're going to, as we are seeing in this particular website, we have an image in this header, and we have a header, that is one statement is there, you can see Sai Vidya, right? Though you can, as you are noticing, the Sai Vidya, these two words are quite bolder and larger than Institute of Technology, correct? And Learn to Lead, correct? So this will be the, this particular data Sai Vidya has given in one heading format. Obviously, it is H1. As we are noticing the size, we can easily say that this particular data we have assigned in the H1. Okay, it is assigned in H1. Next, Institute of Technology, it is smaller than the this particular these two words, right? So either they have given this one in H3 or H4. It is given in the H3 format, in the H3 header, correct? And Learn to Lead, right? This is given in H2, correct? And all these three words, all these three sentence has fitted in this particular header form, in this particular header, right? So what they have done for that, they used which parameter? H group. They use the element, that is tag, they are used as H group, correct? So those, the data, okay, all the data what we're trying to fit in that particular header, that is going to be fit in one particular container. It is going to fit in a container. So those, whatever the data we are giving to data giving in the header format, in that particular header, okay, we are assigning the size for that header. So all the content should fit to fit between that header part, right? Between that header size. So for this they have used H group. Okay, in that last class I have shown with programming language, right? I have written some small snippet and explained that one, right? So image also I have shown how to reduce the image by giving the width, that is height and width for the particular image. And if you want to use the border, you can use the border, correct? And this data are going to be used in between the header group, that is H group. Okay, then these are the navigation. We have not started with the navigation, correct? Next, so header, in that header we're going to see the head group and the navigation, and the third part is the articles and sections. So whatever the content we're giving right here, this is not a new paradigm of education and training like that. So whatever the data we are giving, okay, this paragraph in HTML file we're going to use in section and articles. Okay, in between the section articles, whatever the data, whatever the description we want to give for the particular website, for a particular web page, okay, all those things we are going to include in the section and the articles. Right, this quick fact. So a sidebar, right? This is a side. Okay, in a side, if you want, we can give the image here. These are image, right? These are image, or we can give a description, right? A description, or we can give the links. Anything we can give at the sidebar. Okay, this is the aside or sidebar. Whether we can keep it the right side or we can keep at the left side. Okay, this is possible. And at last we have a footer, right? At last we have a footer. So these are the parameters we're going to use, or these are the structures, basic structures we're going to use in any HTML5 structure. Okay, by creating any HTML5 structure, we are going to use this part, right? So I just want to explain what's the difference between, you guys have heard that the heading for this particular topic is what? HTML5 semantic structure element. Okay, HTML5 semantic structure element. Okay, if we have a semantic structure element, though we also having a non-semantic structure element, right? So what's the difference in semantic structure element and in non-semantic structure element, right? So just I'll give a small explanation on that. Why we need, why we say it as semantic and why we say it as a non-semantic, by giving a small example. Okay, basically the HTML5 program what we are writing, it's all semantic element. It's all using a semantic element. Okay, what is that semantic element? Why we are stressing on that particular word, that semantic element? Okay, if we write that program or HTML program, that is HTML5, that is what we say it as it uses a semantic element, right? If any user or any person, if you see that one, he can easily understand what that program is. Means the semantic element usually gives a clear meaning. Okay, it gives the definite meaning, accurate meaning. Okay, it clearly gives the accurate meaning. So what the program is, okay, even the human also can easily understand, and also the machine can also easily understand. That is what semantic element. Okay, I will give one example. So semantic element is used by which program? HTML5. But non-semantic element other than HTML5. HTML5, the version is only uses a semantic element. And in HTML5 also, some of the tags were not there. Some of the elements is not there. So what a developer will do? He will use non-semantic element. Okay, and he will use a non-semantic element in the semantic element, that is in HTML5. For example, non-semantic elements like XHTML, then HTML. Some of the tags are not there in the semantic element. For example, division. Okay, division element is not a semantic element. So what they will do? They use that semantic non-semantic element, that is the non-semantic tag in the semantic element. Okay, then what the difference in semantic element and non-semantic element? Just I will do the description. One small structure here, right? So as we see in semantic element, it's always start with header, then close with header, right? The first parameter, the first format we're going to use in any of the HTML5 starting with header. So header we want to give, right? Then next, after giving the header, you have to give some description for that header, right? Means for example, SVIT. Okay, after giving SVIT, I want to give some description for the SVIT. So what I will do in semantic element, I will use section. Section nothing but it gives a brief description. Okay, it elaborate of one particular concept. For example, SVIT, I want to give a page, one page for full page explanation about SVIT. Okay, those type of content we are including in the section. Okay, one full brief description about one particular concept. Okay, that thing we are going to give in the section part. Okay, then under section we are going to give the articles. Okay, articles. Right. Next is articles. Right. So as I said, if I want to give a brief description about one concept, like as I said, SVIT college, correct? In SVIT college, we have 6 branches, correct? So computer science, information science, mech, civil. Again, in that whole concept, in whole paragraph, I want to give small description about each department. Computer department, computer science head of department is this. We have these many of lecturers and achievement of this computer science. Right. Next, next information science. I will give the small description about information science and description about mechanical. Okay. In the same way, means in the whole section, in whole paragraph, I want to give some articles, small description I want to give. Right. Those things I going to include in the article section. Section means whole description. It may be a 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, right? In that 3 page, I want to give a small brief what you can say explanations. Okay, small 3 or 4 lines of explanation on one particular word, right? So those things we are going to include in the articles. So we can easily say that articles are going to be used in the section. Okay, we can use or we can ignore. It is optional. If that particular developer want to give a small description of that one particular concept, right, that thing is going to include in the article section. If you don't want, within the section, you're going to start explaining each and everything what he want to show it to in the browser. Correct? Next, in that article, if I want to use any image, okay, I want to show an image. Now, so computer department means I want to give some snaps. I want to show some snaps about computer department. So for that, I'm going to use the figure, right? So figure option. In that figure, I'm going to use the image. Okay, that figure, and I will explain what is the figure and figure caption and all. I'm going to explain now, right? So Next, and I'm going to give the image. I want to give the caption for this image. Caption for this image. Okay, then close this caption. Quick caption. Right, then close the figure. Okay, this is regarding the section part, right? So in that article, I have used the figure, I have used the image, I have used the figure caption and all. So now article section is done. I'm going to close the article. Okay, next, within the in the section we have used all these elements. So we are going to close the section. Going to close this section. At last, footer. Close the footer. So this is the structure of semantic element. Any person, okay, though he having a knowledge on web, or he don't having any knowledge on web, you can easily say with header. Okay, header means nothing but what highlighted point section. Okay, they're going to give one particular section, a full page or an article, then figure, image, figure pattern. Easily he can understand, right? Or any developer who knows the programming language, or any person who doesn't know programming language, he can easily say that, okay, what they're trying to achieve by this program. Okay, the same thing I will write by using non-semantic element. By using the non-semantic element. Okay, non-semantic nothing other than HTML5 programming. Okay, if you're writing a programming language which is not an HTML5 program. Okay, so div id. So whatever I explain now, it is not in your syllabus. Just for your better understandable, I am going to I am explaining this concept. Okay, this is not in your syllabus. I am repeating. So div id, same header. Okay, if you are using any other programming language, obviously header will be there. So I'm going to use header. Right? Header. And close this. Okay, in other programming language, the header tag is not there. So what they're going to use, the same header they're using in non-semantic element. By the help of non-semantic tag, they're going to use the header, that tag they're using. Okay, in non-semantic element. Right, the same thing. Give class section. Everything they are including in the division tag. Okay, next. Give class equals article. Article. Okay, close. Then same thing. Everything they're using with the tag division. Class equals figure. Right, then image, then figure caption. Okay, whatever is the next, everything they go using with the division section. Div class equals quick caption. Okay, then closing of division, and closing of division, because three classes we are opening, so 3 classes we have to close them. Division and division. Right. Div id equals footer. Right. So if you want to perform the same operation, this operation in other version of the HTML, they are going to use a JavaScript program. They are using the jQuery. They are using the JavaScript programming, like ID, class they are using to perform the same operation in the other HTML5 versions and all. Okay, so this is the difference. We can easily say that this is non-semantic element, right? Non-semantic element. So if any other person who don't know about programming language, if you see this one, he will be like confusing. What is this ID? What is this class? Right? So what they're trying to explain from this, right? They will not get any clear information or clear meaning about that program. That is the difference in semantic element and non-semantic element, right? The basic semantic element means what? It gives a clear description about the program that a human and machine both can easily understand. That is what the semantic element is, right? Here in semantic element, again, we are using HTML5 syntax. HTML5 means, as I said, all those parameters we are using. All those parameters we are using to create any HTML programming, right? So in last class, I discussed about what header and footer. Sorry, header and head group, and footer we already explained that part, right? So what are included in header? As just open here. So what are the things are included in header? So in header we can include what first of all, it is placed at where? At the top of the document, right? Here in this web page, always all the headers are placed at where? Top of the document. One. And in after the header, the article section, everything will come, right? So in this header, we are going to use some of the navigations. We are going to use some of the navigations we are going to use. Right? In header, we are using the some images. Okay, some image we are using and some navigation we are using. And right, in header, we are using the head group, right? So one thing I want to clarify here, you just remember, right? If you use the header tag, right? If you use the header tag, in header tag, you can use any content, any type of content. Okay, in header tag, we can use any type of content. For example, as you see in that particular website, in the website, we have image. Okay, in header, we can include the content like image. We can include the content like paragraph. Right, we can include the content like one single word we can include, one text we can include, right? We can include the hyperlinks. We can use also the hyperlinks. But when it comes to the H group, that is header group, only we have some of the headers, right? From that is from H1 to H6, only these keywords, only these tags we are going to use in this H group. Not in H group. If you try to give the image, no, it will not work. It will throw an error. Okay. In header, we can use any type of content. Okay. In header, we can use any type of content. We can give the image, we can give the paragraph, text, links, anything we can use in the header part. But in that header, if you want to use the H group, in H group, clearly it's saying that you have to use only the text format. You have to use only the text in the H group, that is between H1 to H6. Other than these tags, none of the other tags are going to be support in this H group. Okay, that is what the header group, right? Header and H group, right? If you ask what are included in header, you're going to easily say that the header will be at the top of the document, right? It's included after the header. You're going to see the section and articles, right? In header, you're going to use the links, paragraph, text, image, anything we can use to group some of the documents, some of the data, or some of the sentence. If you want to group, for that we're going to use the H group tag, right? What this H group will do, H group will suppress, or it's going to suppress all the data, whatever the data we are giving within this H group, it will suppress, and it will try to fit in that header group. It means in that header size, what the header size the developer has fixed, right? Within that, it's going to be fixed those contents. This is regarding the header and head groups, that is H group. After this, you're going to see the navigation. The second part, there is what? Navigation, right? Here after this part, you're going to see the navigation. What this navigation is, right? So navigation basically used by the name only, we can say that what is navigation is. Navigation is once we click, it is moved or it jumped to the other place. Right, now once we click on that, it moves to the other place, right? So we have many pages. I want to use many pages in my program. Okay, if I click on it, it should move to that particular page. Next, if we click that it should navigate to the other page, right? So how to do this one, right? How to navigate in the programming language or in web program, right? So I'm trying to explain which part now, how to do these things, okay, in the program, how to take this navigation, how to make this navigation in the web page. Okay, the same, I'm going to use the notepad. If you want, you can use the Sublime editor also. Okay, what's the difference in notepad and Sublime editor? If you use the Sublime editor, the structure, automatically the structure will be shown, right? We are typing doc type, HTML, body, and all we are typing, right? But in Sublime editor, automatically the structure will be displayed. Only we have to give the content. That's it. So as we are writing the HTML file, I'm giving the doc type. What I'm trying to explain, how to create the navigation on the web page, right? So doc type HTML, right? I don't want to do any header. I don't want to use. I don't need any particular anything to be displayed on the title bar, so I don't want to use the header. So next is body. Under that body, in body only, we're going to use whatever we want to display on the web page. All the circles, what we are trying to do, right? All circles will be under body only, right? As you're using navigator, so straight away I'm using the nav. This is the keyword. This is the tag we're going to use for navigator, right? Navigator, nothing but, see, what in HTML5, whatever the things we are doing, all are in one container. Okay, I use navigator now, right? Under this tag, under this navigator tag, whatever the hyperlinks I'm giving, for example, I'm giving 10 hyperlinks, right? Now what I'm trying to explain, trying to show is, in education website, right? In education website, you can see in that website, you can see depending upon the subjects like HTML, CSS. If you want to read HTML, you just go and click on the HTML page. In that button, it's going to open that HTML page, right? In the same way, CSS. If you want to go for machine learning, it will be machine learning. If you click on that, it will open the machine learning document to read, right? Now that I'm trying to explain. So what I'm trying to explain is, in the navigation part, in the navigation tag, how many tags we are giving. For example, I'm giving 5 tags, means all are in one container. Means it will create one folder. In that folder, whatever the page, whatever the link we are giving, that page will be stored at that folder in that container. So now this is the tag used to create the navigation, right? So next, I'm using the hyperlinks. We are going to create the hyperlinks with the help of anchor tag. You already know, so many times I explained that to anchor tag, followed with, that is, this is what element. Next attribute I'm doing, that is href equals, then followed with, I want to use HTML. So the double forward slash we have to use. If you miss that one, double forward slash, what it will do? It will means your browser will search for that page in the present server. In the present server, it will check. If it is there, it will display the document. Otherwise, it will not display the document. If you use double forward slash, it's going to check with all servers. Okay, it's going to check all the servers, and if it found the HTML document, it will pick and display there, right? So HTML, I'm creating the label, that is by the name HTML, close the anchor tag, right? Pipe symbol. Okay, pipe symbol, nothing but or. Okay, if you want this one or this one or this one. Okay, next I'm creating one more link, one more hyperlink with other document, like after HTML I want to see the CSS. Okay, I just use CSS. Next, this is the label I am creating, close or simple. Okay, next means or nothing but this HTML. After that, I'm creating one more link, creating again one more link. That is the reason I'm using the or symbol there. A href equals / I'm using something like JS, JavaScript, nothing but JavaScript. JavaScript, then okay, last one I'm giving jQuery. I'll give that jQuery. 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 Then okay, these are the hyperlink. These are the document I want to display in my website. It is HTML, CSS, JS, jQuery. Right. After this, I'm going to close the navigator. What it shows, it become one container now. Okay, it become one container. In that container, we are loading HTML file, CSS file, JavaScript file, and jQuery file. All four. Okay. Then close this body. Then HT. Okay, let's see what we will get. Just save this. Okay, program. Save. Right. Open program 3. See, we got this symbol, right? HTML or CSS or JavaScript or jQuery, right? So click on this, it should move to document, but the document is not there because I have not linked to somewhere, right? I'm not giving the particular document there. If you want, you can the document there. You can link the document. So if it news, the document will be there, so the document will be open, right? Yeah. Next JSS. Okay, you have to link the document. Next JavaScript, then jQuery. Correct? Link the document. You know, right? How to link the document? I just given the HTML, CSS, JS, jQuery. In place of this one, you have to give the link. So like hyperlink we have given like www.site.ac.in. Like that, we have to give the link here. Then it will open. Correct? So let me try whether it will work. www.html.com. This website is there. html.com. We will just try here. Let's check. Control S. A proper link should be there. Okay, then only it will open. Google Chrome. Okay, we'll try it. We'll just click on HTML. No, html.com is not there. That particular link is not there in the any server. Right, that is the reason it is showing. Okay, we have to give the proper link there. Right? Means we know proper link means again we have to give the same www.savita.ac.in. Okay, if you click on that, it will open that page. Next page, next www. Some other college like bit.com, bit.edu.co.in something. I'm randomly I'm saying one link, right? So that we have to mention here, right? Once you click on this one, it will move to this page, right? It will move to that page, right? That is what we are doing here. That is what in any web page we are creating the navigation like this, right? This is regarding the navigation. Okay, just a minute. Whether you guys are understanding.